Hey guys, it's Sam and welcome back to my channel. I am currently in the Incheon International Airport, yes, and I am taking this winter vacation to visit my parents in Argentina. Not gonna lie, I had a very busy morning, let's say. So my flight is interesting because this is the first time I go out of Korea that is not through Korean Air. So I am actually going from Korea to Frankfurt to Buenos Aires to Salta, and I will be using Lufthansa. So that's a first for both, actually. A little bit about my morning. So it is currently the 3rd of January, which means it is a Monday. I had to get my PCR test on Saturday, which was the 1st of January. So I had to go to Samsungbyeongon, which is one of the only places that does PCR tests that also gives you the English document, right? So I had to go and get my PCR test, which took like 5 minutes, but from my house to the hospital, it takes about an hour. So basically, I just spent 2 hours for a PCR test that only took 5 minutes. Anyways, the thing is with the document, because it was on a Saturday and they don't really work on Sundays, I had to go early in the morning at 8 because that's when they open. I had to go at 8 to the hospital again to get my English document. And lo and behold, on 9 in the morning, I had reserved to get my third vaccination. So yeah, you can imagine how my morning went. I had to wake up at 7, go to the hospital, get my document, come back to my house, and immediately get my vaccine at 9. And then, because my flight is at 3, I had to go as soon as possible from my house to the airport. Fun fact, the airport, normally, there are airport buses, mind you, and there is one stop that is close to my house. So normally, I would just go to the airport bus, but no, because of COVID, they have stopped the airport buses temporarily. That meant that I had to go and get a taxi. But anyways, I'm here now. I got my ticket without much trouble. I have all of my documents ready, and all that is left to do is to go on the plane. I have a little bit of time left to just enjoy myself and see the empty ass airport. I'll be vlogging as much as I can. Not sure what I could vlog. We'll see you a bit later. So, bye bye.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Much later.
This was her not realizing the fact that she would end up spending 27 hours only on planes. But hi, yes, here I am. Finally in Argentina, I am in my parents' house. I have had time to rest and recuperate. The jet lag is almost gone, thank God. But here we are now. Hi. I didn't realize just how difficult and strenuous it would be on my body. Normally, how I did these kinds of trips was I would go from Korea to a middle point, stay there for a few days to kind of, get with the jet lag, do a little bit of sightseeing and just generally resting, right? Before taking another plane and then going the rest of the way to Argentina. Due to COVID and price changes and all of those kinds of things, I had no choice but to go from one place to another without resting. And that, I believe, was the first mistake. And the second mistake was going on Lufthansa. Of course, this is my opinion and only my personal opinion. And I'm not slandering Lufthansa. It's just really what I felt and what I had expected, plus the reality of the situation. So, brief rundown, Lufthansa compared to Korean Air is, the seats are a lot smaller. The service is less ideal. The food is just horrendous. So the first flight was Korea to Frankfurt, and there weren't a lot of people. So I was in a 4-person aisle. And unfortunately, I was not able to get the entire row to myself. There was another person at the very end. So there was 2 people situated right here and then 2 seats empty in here. So I thought it's better than having the entire seat full, right? So I would just use half of the seat to, lie down, maybe sleep a little. The seat was so uncomfortable. I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was so small. Maybe because I was kind of very conscious of the other person. Maybe they wanted to sleep as well, but then they couldn't because of my head. So I was so conscious of everything around me that I couldn't sleep at all. And then I had my review of the of the food. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is the first meal of Lufthansa. It's a fusion between Western and Korean. So you have the kimchi here. I'm assuming this is bibimbap. We have bread, a bit hard, 연어 salad, and a brownie. Interesting. So I'm just gonna open this up. Oh no, it's not. Oop, it's pasta. Okay. So definitely Occidental, but with just like a hint of Korean. Weird. Now, why in the world would they give me gochujang for pasta? I can understand kimchi, because that's what Koreans do. They eat everything with kimchi. But gochujang? Really? Like, that's a bit weird. I don't like cream pasta in general, but this one was just, it was so bad. So bad. And then we get to breakfast. I'm hungry as hell because I couldn't finish the weird ass cream pasta. No, the weird ass cream spinach pasta. I'm hoping that they're gonna give me at least something better for breakfast, right? Because that's what they did in Korean Air. In Korean Air, in terms of like lunch, they give you options. And then for breakfast, they also give you 2 options. And I was just like, yeah, come on, like, you gotta give me something. And then the next thing, they give me a measly sandwich with like 2 very sad slices of cheese with weak ass pesto. I don't know. It was bad. And I could barely finish that too. So I get off, I'm hungry, I go and I'm in Frankfurt and I'm just thinking, yeah, let's get like a pretzel or let's get like a bratwurst. Nah, the airplane food is one thing, but then airport food is another thing. It was a cold sandwich, the pretzel was too salty. I couldn't finish that, so I ended up going to another place and I found this really cool healthy food area, and that was good. The oatmeal was so good. I'm annoyed at myself that I did not get another one to go, but I finished that in like 5 minutes, right? It was so good, and I wish I could have gone and gotten another one because damn, that was the highlight of the entire freaking trip, that oatmeal. I go on the plane and it is full. Like, it is full, right? Like, there are no empty seats barely. And then I look at the ticket and it hits me. Shit, my seat is the middle seat. And everyone can have a consensus that in an airplane, having the middle seat is the worst. You are basically sandwiched between 2 strangers. I had a woman on the window seat, and then I had a man on the aisle, and then oof, this man in the aisle was big. He was big, right? The seats in Lufthansa are small in general, right? They're smaller than the average plane. But this man was just, it felt like he was trying to like squeeze into the seat, and I felt so bad for him because it's like he looked so uncomfortable. When I tell you that I felt sandwiched, like I was so uncomfortable. But you know what? I had like 5 cups of coffee to try and keep myself awake, and I was like, okay, I'm in the middle seat, I'm being sandwiched, I feel claustrophobic, but because I'm feeling so tired, I will be able to at least go to sleep a little bit. Bruh. First of all, the food. Let's talk about the food. The food was bad. Did I even expect anything better? No, obviously not. I think it was like, what even was that? Was that like, it looked like a lasagna, but I don't know what was on top, and I didn't know what was on bottom. The only good thing about it was the bread, and the bread was stale. Like, the best thing about the food was the stale bread with the unsalted butter. And I start to sleep because I'm very, very tired. And then the next thing you know, I hear this thunder. I see a like a I can't even imitate it. And I wake up immediately. I look to the side, and it's the man. And he's sleeping so well. Like, he's sleeping so well. To the point where he was snoring. And I legit thought that because of his snoring, the plane would go into turbulence. I thought that he would wake up the entire goddamn plane because his snoring was just that loud. Like, it was vibrating the seat. I was like vibrating. I kind of leaned into him and then like, I was like this. I was like, And then he was like that for 6-7 hours. In the 14 hours that we were together, sandwiched in the plane, he was snoring for 7 of it. I slept 1 hour, I woke up, decided to watch a little bit of a movie and then slept again, but then again I woke up an hour later and then so I decided to watch a movie again and then I went to sleep an hour again. So it's just like hour of sleep, hour of movie, hour of sleep, hour of movie. So it was just like an interval of sleep and it was terrible. I had this man like piercing through the earphone with his rambunctious snoring. I myself felt so uncomfortable and so claustrophobic being in the middle seat, and yeah, that was my experience. And obviously I didn't really complain about it because is it really his fault that he was snoring? Like, girl, I would be snoring my ass off if I was able to sleep like that. I more than like annoyed, I was so jealous, I was so envious of him because he was sleeping so well. But anyways, breakfast comes. Do I even remember? Oh, it was like the wrap was okay. The wrap was okay. With the yogurt, yeah, I like that one. That breakfast was good enough. But finally arrived to Argentina. This was when I got to my breaking point. It would have been fine if I came to Argentina and my house was in Buenos Aires, right? Because that means that like I don't have to do any more planes anymore. I can just go home immediately and then go to sleep, right? No. Nah fam, your girl just has to suffer a little bit more. Because my parents live in Salta. They live like 2 hours plane from Buenos Aires. They live in Salta! Over a day just on planes and airports, right? And then for you to tell me that I am still missing another plane to get to my destination, I was just... I couldn't. I physically and mentally couldn't. There were so many people in Aeroparque. I have no idea why, but there were so many people, like Jesus Christ. Like from there, I felt like I could feel COVID just like seeping into my mask, and I was just like, ah, right? There was just so many people, and I don't know why. I feel like the 2-hour plane ride was the worst one of them all because it was just so uncomfortable. I was unfortunately in the window seat. It was just in front of the emergency exit, so I couldn't push my seat back. And then so the man in front of me had his seat back and I had it was this small. The amount of space that I had was this small. And so I was feeling claustrophobic AF, and they didn't even give us snacks or anything like that, and I was hungry. And I was like, this was at the point where I was just like, I may just die today. I honestly may just die today, but I didn't. I arrived, I saw my parents, we went back home. My mom made me kimchi jjigae, which is normally the food that you would eat after a long flight. And then I just dropped dead. Because I honestly couldn't anymore. And that is my trip. I'm going to go now. I'm gonna rest a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed this little story time of mine, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.